faba bean as a green manure. Not so much that most of you are going to likely do this, but we wanted to have something where we would get a lot of nitrogen from that green manure faba bean. We also know that faba bean is one of the, probably the #1 nitrogen fixer in terms of annual crops that we can grow. Fixes a lot of nitrogen. And then we had wheat and canola really in as check species or comparative crops. Then we come along in year 2, which was the last year here, 2010. All these plants were planted to Roundup Ready canola. And then each one of those main crops from the first year, we divided into 5 rates of fertilizer. So 0, 30, 60, 90, and 120 kilograms per hectare of N, and we applied that as urea. And we're collecting a lot of data on this, so we're interested in soil moisture. Will there be more soil moisture after a pulse crop than growing a wheat or barley crop, for instance? We're certainly interested in soil N levels. We collected data on canola tissue N. We're certainly interested in the whole pest management practice of disease, insects, and weeds. Newton LePuy is collecting information on soil microbial populations. And of course, we're very interested in canola yield, but not just yield, quality factors as well, and then residual N. So a whole bunch of data being collected here. I'm only going to show you some yield data, but there's a lot of information being collected. Now this experiment is going to continue on. Our plans for 2011, we're going to go into malt barley. Then we're going to come back to those pulse crops in 2012, and then in 2013 we're going to come back to a canola year. So there's a lot that we're looking at here, and it's not obviously only about canola, because we'll have some great data on barley as well. And this is being conducted at 7 Agriculture Canada sites in Western Canada. So I'm just going to dive into some numbers here now in terms of yield data. So this is our numbers from 2010 here in Lethbridge. Actually ended up with some reasonable canola yields in this experiment, although one corner of this experiment we pumped water probably for a 2 or 3 week period to try and get water off it, and I lost about 1/3 of my research.